What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of the PB101 101 University podcast. As always, we have Hans below me, and next to me, we have Tyler, and we are the PB101 101 podcast. So, we're going to start off this one here with the segment One is a Lie, where, well, you know what? Let's roll the intro, and then I'll tell you exactly what this is. So, this segment here is basically where one of us tells four things about our photo booth business, and then the other two have to figure out which one is a lie. So today's my turn. I'm going to give you guys four things about my business, and then after, you guys talk and decide which one is a lie. So first one is my first drop-off was done on accident. I got hired to do a wedding at a bar, and I forgot my ID, so I set up my booth and left, and that's how I did my first drop-off. Number two is I've done 7 photo booth rentals on a boat before. So 7 times I've been on a yacht for a photo booth rental. Third is one time I got tipped $300 in cash, but they were all singles for a party. And then 4 is one time I got recognized while I was at an event from somebody that watches my videos. Which one's a lie? Now you guys debate.
Damn. Okay. Well, I know the first two. The first two are true. The he's done boat events. I don't know. I'm not. I think it's a 7. And then what was the other one? The other one was true as well. The first one.
Yeah. So the first one was my first drop off was done at a bar on accident.
Yeah.
I think
so that one's true as well.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. The one with the yacht.
Those two.
Oh my God. I want to say it's the one with the singles and cash. But then again, knowing Drew, something like that would happen to him. We're hoping here, I got to tip you, but it's all singles. Here's my stripper money from last night, like leftover.
Yeah, I want to say that's true as well. Him being recognized, because like we would recognize him as like a photo booth expo. Like, we're gonna recognize him.
But like, I remember, but really believe that I remember Drew saying that that someone has recognized him at an event before. I've heard it. I think I've heard this. I've heard him either on a live. I've heard him say this somewhere. But then I don't know, man. It's been a while. All right, I'm going with the singles.
Okay.
I don't think he got.
So it. That one's a lie.
I think the lie is the singles. Yeah, $300 in singles.
Locking it in.
All right, let's do that one. Yeah, we're locking that one in.
Final answer.
Damn, you guys are right. That's it.
I just can't. But see, here's the thing. I could have seen Drew getting something like that. Like, hey, I want to give you a tip so bad, but I only got singles.
Yeah, no, we got recognized at an event before, and you know what was funny is they recognized Montse first, which was always Montse.
Yeah.
In 10 videos, but yeah, we got recognized. I messed up. I probably should have put like a lower amount. I think that might have fooled you guys.
Yeah, when I heard 300,
yeah, if you would have said like $50 like singles, that would have been like okay.
But then
that probably did happen.
So. All right, you guys got that one. And now we are moving to the next segment. This is Template Talk. All right, so for this next segment, Template Talk, we're going to be discussing something that's kind of new. LumaBooth and a lot of other softwares. I think even Salsa did this as a recent update. But you can now upload 2 different templates. Multiple templates, not even 2. You can do multiple, right? Mm-hmm. So like I wanted to get your guys' opinion, how you plan on using this. Is this even a big deal? What do you guys think?
I think it's a big deal. I think it was a huge update, at least for LumaBooth. I'm not very familiar with other softwares as far as like regular photo booth. A little with 360. Anyways, I think it's a big deal because it's not rare for people to ask for it. It's actually pretty common for customers to ask that. Oh, because at least when I'm going through the process of like making a template for a customer, I tell them like, hey, what do you want, a 4x6 or a 2x6, especially if they're doing prints, right? And usually they're like, well, why not 2? And I was like, that's a great question. Why not 2? Like, that's actually a valid question. And I would tell them because my software can't do that. I would tell them, and then they'd be like, oh, that sucks. Like, I was at a party and they got to do that, and it would make me feel bad, It would make me feel like, damn, dude, damn it, Salsa, or damn it, Curator, making me look bad, But now LumaBooth stepped it up. And now they have 2 templates, and I mean I'm loving it because I don't know how you approach the two template making, but I usually tell them like, okay, if you want to do two templates, I usually tell them like, let's make the 4x6 first, the big one, and then we'll finish that one, and I'll be like, okay, out of this template, I'm gonna make your 2x6 because I really don't want to go through a whole process of making a different one with them, and they're usually okay with it. It's been very rare when they're like, no, I want to do like different 2x6. So I
Love
don't know
it.
how you approach it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking in like a creative way how to use it. So like for those that are going to be doing the sports cards, right? You can now
Hmm.
approach a team and say like we can have different sport cards for different players or for different whatever the case is. You can incorporate more brand products if you're doing like different template designs. For me, I think though the main thing I'm excited for this is it's an opportunity to add an upcharge, easiest upcharge, and it's easiest process to take a 4x6. You take those same assets and you make a 2x6. It's so freaking easy, right? So it's for us, we've already lined up a few. We have a few people that actually have paid us. It's a $50 upgrade to add two different template sizes for the digital. And Mon
I
said,
think
and it's only one design. It's just different formats. And the way I'm pitching it is like, look, if you only have the 2x6 strip for the prints, those don't look really good when it comes to digital sharing, right? Like a 2x6 on a story doesn't look great. To
yeah.
where you can actually have the actual format of like an Instagram post or whatever, and it can actually fit correctly. So to me, that's how I'm planning on using it. Um, even for prints, you can even add that option, like different print sizes, a 4x6 and then also a 2x6 strip, which is kind of cool.
I
Yeah.
think it's cool too for like for an example, like let's just say like a Super Bowl party, right? You're doing a Super Bowl party and let's just say the 49ers are facing the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have a 49ers template. You can have a Chiefs template, and now you bring it to a Super Bowl party. Half the crowd likes the 49ers, the other crowd likes the other half likes the Chiefs. They're all happy because, oh, well, I'm gonna pick this template. I'm gonna pick this template. And
Mhm.
they get to have a good time. Another thing I think is good because I've never used this feature yet. I heard about it. I think it's great. I saw it and I played around with it, but I haven't actually done it. I think the upgrade thing is cool. I didn't even think about that, Drew, having it as an extra upgrade. But I think also for like corporate events, if you're promoting something for like a corporate event, let's say you're doing an event for like, I don't know, McDonald's. Now you could do a McDonald's template. One template could be like with, I don't know, a Big Mac or something like that. And the other template could be like, I don't know, with French fries or something. You know what I mean? Just for fun, they get to pick, oh no, I want the Big Mac template. No, I want the French fry template. I don't know, something with the design on it. So I think it's cool. You're giving people options. And then I just didn't think about having it as an upcharge. That's pretty cool thought too.
That's always my mindset, bro. I know that's sounds crazy, but whenever there's something new, I'm always like, how can I exploit this and make more money? I'm always
No,
thinking that way.
it's a good uptry. I didn't think about that. I'm like, oh, it's just a template. But just how you say, like, if someone makes you like fix your templates more than 3 times, you're like, I have to charge you. Like the first couple times, it's a complimentary thing, but then after that, you're like, okay, I need to charge you for my time now. So
And check it out too. Like another thing, like maybe you don't sell it, but maybe it can be a tool you use to close a lead. Like you could say, well, look, if you book today, we'll give you multiple template options. So most companies are going to just do one design. We'll do multiple. So your guest can pick and choose. So that I think that's it. That's simple template talk. We have a few things before we move to the next segment, but we have to talk about last week's question. So we asked a question for the audience, and it was, what would be the worst photo booth name you could pick? And I have an answer here, guys. It's Hop Swing. Put Snake Oil Photo Booth.
Yeah, I read
that's
that one too. There wasn't,
terrible.
dude. There was a
Dude.
there was
And
a
then there was another close one, but I think that's the winner. The PBLA booth put Keep This Memory Forever Pics Flicks Photo Booth. It's just like a funny long name.
Yeah. I would say that one's worse because that one has such a long name. Like, who's gonna Google that?
Yeah. But snake oil, that's like
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
know
like, oh,
that.
I don't trust
What?
you.
No,
yeah.
no one's getting business off of snake oil
They're,
photo.
they- they're gonna collect. They're gonna collect the retainer and never show up. They're just gonna ghost you.
Oh man. So I guess this lead into our next one or not yet?
Almost, almost,
Almost.
almost. So we need to do next. So for this video, I you guys can tell me if you like this one or not, but the person that has put the worst thing that can happen at an event. Like, what would be the absolute worst thing? The funniest comment will be next week's shout out. So for this week, we have Hop Swing, honorable mention, PBLA, in my opinion. Hans probably would argue that that one was funnier. So we'll leave that there. But next week, I was thinking that we can do like what would be the worst thing that can happen at an event.
You heard him, guys. The worst thing that could happen at an event, put it in the comments below.
Cool. And Tyler has an announcement. This is for our real OG fans, our day one fans that actually watch the podcast. So if you're watching this, this is Tyler's little thing here.
All right, guys. This is a big one, guys. I think one of the biggest things we've done on this podcast in the last couple months. We are going to be giving away a set of free props. I'm not sure how many Drew's going to give away. I think he said about 3, right?
Mhm.
Something like that along those lines. And they're double-sided. So you're going to get about 6 props out of this. So take advantage of this one, guys. You got to comment the word below in the comments, coat rack. Okay. Matter of fact, hashtag coat rack. Okay. You got a hashtag coat rack at the bottom in the comments. The first person to do it that Drew sees, he's going to give away those props for free, 100% free.
Completely free. I don't care if you live in Cambodia. Doesn't matter if you're in freaking Alaska. I will cover the shipping. I will send you guys that. So first person coat rack. So now we're going to go to what is my favorite segment. I think we can all agree this is our favorite segment, right? The tier ranking.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love
tier
those.
ranking. Roll the intro. All right, guys. So here we go. We are now doing the tier ranking where we're ranking venues, different types of venues. Really quick, Hans, you look super jacked right now.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh,
about to say.
really? My bad.
I was about to say, he's like,
Dude, straight up.
yeah, he's like,
It's like, damn.
man's like this right now, bro. He's like,
It's the beer, bro.
Bro, I thought it was a
It's the beer.
filter. You're just
You got
like,
that.
but anyways, we're ranking venues, and we don't have every single type of venue. We just pretty much pick the most popular ones that we're all, we all agree on that we've done. And these are in no order, by the way, too. Like we just randomly have them here, but how this works is we're gonna rank them from S tier to D tier. S means it's the best, D means it's the worst, and we're putting them in place, and we all have to agree on this. So first one is we have rooftop events. Rooftop, usually, in the city or at a venue where it's on the roof, very top. Where are you guys ranking this?
I'm putting that at a B tier, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with B tier too. And I'll tell you why. It
yeah,
gets
me-
hot up there.
Me too. Yeah, it gets hot, but then again, I've done events in colder season, so it's nice during that time. But forget about that. It's the transportation. Sometimes getting your stuff up there on the roof is hard because there's been times that they don't let you use their elevator. Like I've had an occasion where I did a rooftop event and they didn't let me use their elevator, so their staff had to help me bring everything upstairs.
Oh no.
That's
they-
insane.
Parking too is usually a bitch for these venues.
Parking. Yeah, so I told them, I said, well,
parking's a bitch.
I'm not bringing all this stuff up here by myself. So they had their staff literally help me bring it up because I told them, I said, I cannot go take everything up the stairs because it's an insurance policy problem. If I trip and fall, hurt myself, then what's going to happen? You know what I mean? So they had their staff help me bring everything up. And then I took the elevator up on my own. But they wouldn't let equipment inside the elevator.
Interesting.
That's insane. What?
Yeah,
I've never
I-
had that
I
happen.
think
But
I was gonna put it lower. I was gonna go straight C or
No, but the reason why I put it B is because it is nice. Because I've had some rooftops where you're right by the city in New York. I've had a rooftop where I saw like the beach, like real nice down by the shore. So like they're nice for the view. It's nice for content, But I don't want to put it too low because it is nice, but it's just it's the hassle.
You have the element of the sun is a problem.
Yeah.
Shade.
Yep.
Yeah, usually for rooftop, I tell them like shade is a major thing. Like I need some sort of shade. Luckily for the rooftop ones that I've done, they usually have those big heavy umbrellas, like the one like a very like heavy thing, and they usually have one for vendors, like for each vendor. So
Yeah.
and
It's probably important too to bring your own power too, right? Like for
Yeah,
the top.
yeah.
Well, most of the ones over here, they have the plug like regular outlet wall plugs up there because they have like walls and stuff like that too.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, but it depends on where they put you because you have an extension cord, but they put you like at the very corner where you have to like now you have a tripping hazard. So
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think B. I can live with B. This next one, I'm curious to see what we all think. I'll let Hans go. We're talking about houses, people's houses.
houses, I would say A for me because they're super easy to set up. Um, the only reason it's not S is because there's nothing special about it. Like it's just a house, like
Yeah.
Um,
This also
I
includes
I
the backyard
I
too.
yeah, backyards, but I love the simplicity of it. It's usually a straight shot to where you're going.
Yeah.
There's no steps most of the time. If there is, it's very minimal. There's no elevator for sure. So I feel like reaching power is not a big deal. Um, yeah, I love houses. It's pretty much like the easiest like gig that you could do.
Love it. Love it. Tyler, where are you putting houses?
No, I agree with Hans again, man. Because again, like Hans said, it's nothing special, but a lot of the times I do house parties, it's usually a drop off. I've never actually stood at somebody's house really and just sat there as an attendant. I think that's kind of weird. So I usually, when they tell me it's at a house, obviously a little more of a risk because they could break your stuff and you can't really prove it.
Hmm.
Um, they could also, it's an easier chance for your stuff to get taken and like stolen. But that's why contracts in place. So yeah, I think it's solid at A, to be honest. It's usually, like I said, easy drop off type of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna put S or A, so I'm cool with A. And my reason is like Tyler mentioned, like most of my house parties are digital drop-offs or even print drop-offs. But why I like houses is it's one of the only times where I'll be able to feel comfortable leaving a photo booth and literally coming the next day. We
Yeah, that too. I
Yes.
did that for New Year's. For New Year's Eve, I dropped off the photo booth.
Mhm.
They had it throughout the whole New Year's Eve, and then I picked it up on New Year's Day.
love that.
But for me, if I'm gonna leave it overnight, I tell them that it has to be indoors in their house.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Because
Oh yeah.
outside in the outside, because it's like especially like during New Year's, I'm not sure if it's gonna rain during New Year's. It's
Hmm.
winter time, so
Great. Yeah, no, it has to be outside. Yeah, I mean inside the house.
Parking at someone's house is usually probably the easiest parking you're gonna have. Most of the time, like
Mhm.
I don't even ask anymore, you guys. Literally, when I show up, I just park in their driveway and I unload as fast as I can.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't
Yeah,
usually have a problem with it because they know that you're there for their party. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
perfect. Okay, cool. So moving on, Hans's favorite schools. Um, as a venue,
I'll
I'll put this one probably C or even D, which you guys might be surprised.
I'm doing
I'll
D.
go C.
I'm doing D.
D.
I'm doing D. It's not it's easy access. Most of you could just drive up to this of your stuff and then just go park your car over there. The setting it up is pretty easy. The hard part is, first of all, it's usually not going to be a drop off. It's usually going to be some sort of attending, or if it's going to be a drop off, it's you kind of just got to be really strict on what's allowed and what's not allowed.
Yeah.
I really don't like giving my props to kids to schools because they're going to go missing or they're going to be returned broken. That being said, I like they do business. It's very I'm very confident when I'm renting to a school,
Mm,
and like as far as like they're not gonna play games, they're not gonna beat around the bush. The price sometimes they'll haggle
I,
us, but
I why I put it so low is I don't like the level of security that I have to go through. I hate it. I hate having to check in, get a name tag. Some school, I don't know if you guys ever encountered this, but we've done events for schools where we literally have to do a background check and do all of this stuff ahead of time. And
yeah,
I don't know what it is, but like when I'm going through the school, I can see like when I'm walking in there, like the staff members looking at me funny, like, uh-oh, who's this? Like danger, stranger danger. So like I don't
yeah,
know, it wasn't comfortable for me. And from my experiences out here in SoCal, a lot of these schools are huge, and it's always a pain in the ass for my experience to get there. So that's
yeah.
kind of why I put it.
really,
I actually had to. So luckily, I have a friend who does bouncy houses for a lot of schools and stuff like that. And she actually got me hooked up with this thing in the state of New Jersey where you could apply online and you actually go to like a police station and you get fingerprinted. And then you don't have to go get background checked every time anymore because you already got like a certificated background check. So the schools actually have a system now in Jersey where they could look up your name into the system and they see from like that department that you got background checked, cleared, all that stuff. So
Hmm.
You just give them your name and your number and stuff like that, and they look it up in their system. So thank God. But I agree with you guys. I think it's still like a C or D tier thing.
Yeah.
Um, it's sometimes it's a hassle still, like dealing with the kids more because of the props and stuff like that. And they throw your props around. They take them away from your table, and the money's good. Like Hans said, you don't really got to hassle with when it comes to giving a number and stuff like that. Usually their budget's pretty big, so like it's nothing you really got to worry about. Like I did a prom last year, and they were willing to pay like $1,200. So, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next up,
I feel like it depends on who you deal with, because if you deal with PTA has a
Oh
smaller
no, no, yeah. If you're dealing with PTA,
smaller
those
budget.
are those are usually the parents who invest the money together, and they're not getting stuff.
Yeah.
They're not actually being funded by the school itself. But if it's just like a school, then yeah.
cool. So next up, we're
Yeah.
talking as a venue, our opinions on the venue space, mansions, which is different from a house, right? It's a completely different beast. I'll be honest, man. A or S for me, but wherever you guys want to drop it.
I like us. Mansions are some of my favorite because they usually don't require that much extra of setting up. Content, food's gonna be great. Usually, dealing with them, they usually have a party planner, event planner, so that's great. You don't really have to go and through like the customer and
Let's
dealing with
def
that. Event planners.
We should define what
Hmm.
would you define as a mansion, right? Because I'm sure some people watching this would be like, well, what separates a house from a mansion? Would it just be just sheer size and just like
No, I think the house has to have like a Olympic sized swimming pool. I'm talking like
Hmm.
they might have a basketball court in their backyard.
yeah.
Like I'm talking about
Hmm.
17 bedrooms, like 12 bathrooms, like that type of house.
Okay.
That's different than a house. That's a mansion. And I've gotten to do
Yeah.
a mansion thing one time, and it's cool because that's the events that you want to stay at as an attendant because they feed you. Well, the ones I did, they fed me. It was
Hmm.
fun. The music was good. We had a good time, and no one bothered.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Content's good too. I
And
mean, they
the
usually put
content
you
is
to
really good.
yeah.
You can almost guarantee if you're getting hired mansion party, you're gonna get some, like you mentioned, like you're gonna leave there with some bangers. And usually at these mansion parties, the people are dressed pretty nice, so
Okay.
that also helps
Hmm.
for content. But what would we say would be any downside of a mansion event? Like just as a venue, not our love for the type of event, but just the venue space. Like what would be some downsides?
Usually it's outside, and they want you to set up near like a pool or something. Like in my case, when I did it the first time, they wanted me to set up by the pool area. People were swimming. It was actually like a more like a not. They didn't dress up in suits or anything like that, but it was more like a pool thing that day, and I didn't want the photo booth to get wet. So
Yeah,
depends where they set you up at.
perfect.
For me, the negative is usually mansions are super big, and then their backyard sometimes has levels, like, oh, the lower level of the backyard, and then the mid level of the backyard, and then we're gonna have you at the third level of the backyard. So you're like going up, I mean, every tier is like maybe like 3 steps, but like after you're like on the third floor of the backyard, you're like, man, I just went up 9 steps. That freaking
Mm.
sucked.
You know,
So
one thing and this has nothing to do with photo booths, but why I love mansion events is like I'm not a hater by any means. When I see somebody that has something nice, I'm happy for them, but more importantly, I look at it and I get motivated. When I leave these mansions, sometimes I'm like, I need to level up. I need to make more money, and I always leave there with a little bit more like fire under my stomach, like just ready to go. So every time I leave them, man, I'm just hyped. So, all right, cool. Let's move on to nightclubs slash bars, the nightlife. Tyler, where are we dropping this bad boy?
I'm gonna keep that at probably C, man. I'm not a fan. They're
mhm.
late. They're usually like events that are super late. Um, a lot of drunk people that have breath that smells bad. Uh, and honestly, I think I did one 30th birthday party at a club. That was the one that I DJ'd at, and you met that girl that I FaceTime, and I showed you she was like a fan of Photo Booth 101. Um, it was a long day. It was like a long day.
Well, as a venue though, we're not ranking like your love for the type of event, like the nightclub, like just as far as just venue.
That's still say
Right.
C.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would. I would rank C. Yeah, I would say I haven't done a club, but I've done a bar, and it's just how I mean I wouldn't be mad if you put it at B just because of
Mm,
simplicity. It's usually pretty easy. There's no bars that's like two stories. I mean there might be. I haven't done an event at a two-story bar or a two-story club. They usually have reliable power because they always need reliable power because of the DJ stuff that they have going on. So they
mm,
usually have reliable power and outlets everywhere. Um, I would feel like the only negative is usually, yeah, at venues like that, it's going to be a late event. It's very rare when it's a
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
midday event.
Like
Matt, you said
you're getting out at like 2 in the morning type of event.
yeah, Burrows. Yeah, okay. You guys, that's a I C is exactly where I put it too. Um, next, moving forward, boats, more importantly, like yachts, right? We're getting fancy. I'm gonna put it, and you guys are gonna be surprised, straight up D tier. I'll tell you why.
Really?
I'll tell you why. Because
Wow.
it
Connectivity.
is very difficult to get everything on a yacht. If you think mansions are hard, try going on the top level of a yacht. Yachts are not designed to have space or elevators. They're tiny, tiny stairways that go up. And if you got to bring a printer and all of that, it's so difficult. And then if you're on the top, you have a backdrop. And a funny story I've never mentioned, the last yacht event I did was for like this influencer chick. She had a birthday party, glam booth, but we put the backdrop on the top and Monse's setting up. So the backdrop's ready and she's setting up. I go downstairs to pick up the printer. I come up, no joke. Monse's on the floor. The backdrop is over her. It fell over her. It fell on top of her while she was setting up. And she was like trying to get it out, but like she didn't want to like make noise. But like, I'm walking up the stairs and I hear her go, oh, and I go up and it was it's really a really difficult place to navigate. And you have to think like these boats are not they're not necessarily you're not going to have 10 feet by 10 feet to set something up. You're just not going to. So for that reason it's difficult. And lastly, why I'm not a big fan of boat events, even though I know the content and obviously it's super cool to be on a boat. The boat usually has to leave and come back, right? So and believe it or not, I've done drop-offs, I've done attended. It's never on time. And a lot of these people like party really, really hard on these boats, and I've seen some crazy stuff. So I don't know. I put it on D tier. You guys are more than welcome to move it or give me any insight. But and
I've never done
power.
one on a boat.
Yeah,
If you say it's a D tier, I'm gonna take your word for it. I've never done one on a
yeah,
yacht or a boat.
Yeah,
So
I
if
agree
you
with
say it's D tier, I believe it.
yeah. And it's super though. But the coolest thing is the content, right? Like today we're on a yacht. We're in the middle of the ocean, for this party. So, all right, cool. D, that was easy. Next up is banquet halls slash just like venue spaces, right? Places that are just designed for people to have parties. You guys can go on this one. Wherever.
Okay, Tyler, I'm stuck between S and A. What do you think?
I'm gonna put it at S tier, man, because obviously that's most of the stuff that I do is at a banquet hall.
Mhm.
Most banquet halls that I've worked for always have a bunch of wires you could plug into, like any outlets.
Mm,
Sometimes they even ask me if I need a table, so I don't gotta take out my table. Even with like, oh, you want a tablecloth too? Oh, sure, whatever you're offering. I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where I've left my gaff tape at home and they have some. So, they've always most of them, I want to say 99% of them treated me very well, and they still do. So I'm
Mhm.
putting that S tier.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And again, I mean, Tyler, what a good point. A lot of these venues, like all they do are events, right? Like, so they're used to it. There's usually like a manager that can handle everything. They have layouts of the space, and it's usually like super, super easy. So, do you guys have venues that you work with regularly? Like constantly you're there?
Yep. Grand
I'm
Marquis.
not a preferred vendor. I've worked at various ones that like over and over, but like, do they have me on the preferred list? I don't know. But what I like about just venues in general is usually they have staff, and like you said, all they do is events. So like, if you're going to a banquet hall, most of the time you're not gonna. It's not their first time having a photo booth person show up, so they already know like yeah, this is the photo booth people always set up right here, so that's where you go.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
that's
like,
good.
man,
That's
that's
good because
perfect.
you don't got to worry about talking to the like usually for these type of events, it's usually like a sweet 16 or wedding. You usually don't got to talk to
Mhm.
the family or the bride and groom that day and say, hey, where do you want the photo booth set up? The venue takes care of all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So another
But
point to
sometimes you gotta fight them because they'll put you like at a place where like they're like nobody's gonna. Because I hate being put like when the venue's like, oh yeah, you're gonna put like at the very end where nobody could see you. That's when I get like I start fighting them back. Like I know it's their job, but I'll be like, bro, put me a little bit closer because then the people that hired you, like the wedding couple or the quinceañera's parents, they're gonna be like, oh well, that was a waste because only like 30 minutes of the 2 hours or 3 hours that you're here that was used. So.
Yep.
Mm.
Love it. All right, guys, moving on is parks. Can I go on this one? I'm going straight D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
D, so why I put a D? Always, usually, typically, sun will be an issue for the most part, just like rooftop. Power is probably going to be the hardest thing to find at a park. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of parks don't have power.
Unless you're at
Wind,
a park
forget
with a
about
good.
it. Wind, usually parks, a lot of children, a lot of noise. So if you're trying to do videos, there's always going to be some noise. Um, So I'm just not a fan of the park parties. And let's just be honest, most people hiring us for the parks are usually budget friendly bookings, and you're typically not going to
Mhm.
find yourself making $1,000 for a park event. Usually.
Absolutely not. Yep, these perfect where it needs to be at.
Yeah. You guys have any other like insight before we move on?
Nope, he nailed all of them.
Next up are hotels that have like venue space or like little rooms where events take place. Um, Hans, where are you putting this one?
Ooh, I would say right there with rooftop, right there with rooftop. Um, just because sometimes their event venue space is not on the first floor. Usually it is. Usually, like if you're gonna be indoors in the hotel, usually they have the where like the lobby or the conference room or whatever they have is usually on the first floor, but it's not always. Also, it's just you're gonna usually it's valet parking, so it's like you're gonna have to either go to the whoever hired you, cover your parking, or if you talked about it beforehand, you already made an arrangement and you're gonna pay for it and then you're gonna be reimbursed, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if you put it at A, but I think B is a fair spot for it just because I'm looking at S and A, and I don't think it should be up there with them. But
Mm.
I don't
I
know.
was
What do
gonna
you guys
say
think?
A. Like
Yeah.
I think A
Okay.
is a really good spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say A too because I think hotels are kind of just like banquet halls in a way. Some of them, because I've had some crappy hotel experiences where they make you go through the back and then you got to find that specific door that they want you to go through, and you're like lost because there's 1,000 doors, and then
Mhm.
you have to go back to the front and be like, which door was it again? And they're like, this one to the right. So I've had some bad experiences, but overall, um, just like banquets, very nice people. Most of the time, they have the stuff that you need if you needed it. And yeah, they let you use their elevator. At least the ones I have done.
You
Well,
know,
f- well,
one
for
thing,
hotels, they usually have a staff elevator, like a
yeah,
staff elevator.
they do.
Yeah.
They usually
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
One time I set up, a lot of these hotels have like different rooms. Like you go to a hotel and literally see like six different rooms and six
And
different parties.
yeah, and the cool thing about the hotel parties too is that they let you use, like how most hotels have that big cart thing that you could bring the luggages in.
Hmm.
I've had them let me use the luggage cart because like I don't have a wagon. So they'll be like, "Hey, like you could use our luggage cart." And I'm like, "Say less."
Question,
Go ahead.
why don't you have a wagon?
Never invested into it, man. I don't know. I just
So
never
you have,
and
you,
Super
and
affordable, man.
it's a big L for me, but I never also just throwing it in my car, folding it. I was just like, just more stuff to carry hog around.
Oh no.
bro, you need a wagon, man. It's the best investment. Some people like for like, how do I transport my high T printer from my car to my? I'm like, bro, don't buy a case, rolling case, just get a wagon.
I'm just so used to just like
Just get a wagon.
heaving the photo booth over my head and just bringing it into the venues at this point.
Smart. Who needs a gym pass when you have no wagon?
Just be like, "Rah."
Hercules, Hercules.
But yeah, no, like most of the time they just like these banquets, they have what you would need for the events because they run
Mhm.
events all the time too, just like a banquet hall. So
Brother, Tyler,
Exactly.
when's your birthday?
June 1st.
Shit, it's too late for a birthday gift. I'm gonna buy you a
Christmas.
wagon for Christmas.
I'll take it.
All right, I'm announcing it. That's my Christmas gift to you, man, is a wagon.
Fuck yeah.
It's a wagon that can fold. Best
Mhm.
investment, honestly. It
I'll
might
take
be, yeah, it might be like top 10 things that we.
Trust me, it's on my list of things to invest into, but it's a little far out into the investment bracket right now.
I got you. Yeah, you could still get the job done without it. It just makes life a little easier.
All right. Love
Cool.
you, man.
All right, let's move on to restaurants. Restaurants.
Oof, that's a tough one.
I'm gonna keep that at I'm gonna put that
Um,
at I'm gonna keep that at B.
yeah,
It's
I'm not
definitely
mad at
not
it.
it's definitely not an A or S for sure, but I don't see it as a D or C either. Uh, but restaurants could be tricky because sometimes it's just like a bad experience because depends what kind of restaurant it is. It could be like a crowded restaurant with a lot of people where they're still taking like regular customers, or like it could be a situation where the restaurant's kind of rented out almost, and it's like a more easier, smooth transition to get everything in and out.
Yeah, I agree.
And the food is good. So most of the time, the restaurants give you the food for free, like whatever the party's having. They're like, here, you can eat too. So that's cool, free food. So
Usually not a lot of space either, you know. A lot of obviously they want to cram as many tables and chairs in there as possible. So
yep.
it's difficult. But can we really quick just take a second? Look how symmetrical our list is. For once, we have even rankings for every single category, like every tier.
And that last one's gonna be the
Wow.
tiebreaker.
I know. Which one? The last one is gonna F it up. Okay, Tyler, you said it perfect, bro. I have nothing else to add on restaurants. I think B is a perfect spot for it. Unless Hans wants to move it.
No, I think B is. I was stuck between B and C. I don't think it deserves to be in C because I think the C tier is a lot worse.
Yeah.
So
So
I would be happy with B. The only thing I would say is that usually some restaurants, if they don't really like usually throw events like or usually rent out their space, sometimes their staff is not very useful.
hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I said sometimes it depends. Like I've had restaurant events where like the restaurant is crowded with just regular customers, and I'm trying to get through. And most of the time, another thing I don't like about the restaurant venues is that they make you go through their kitchen just to get to a specific part of their like where do you want the photo booth to be set up. So you have to go through the back where the employees go in. You have to go through their whole kitchen, and now everyone's here with these hot big pots cooking and stuff while you're trying to heave in photo booth prop stuff in through the venue, through the doors to get into the actual room space.
I've never had
So I no, I have.
That's never happened to me. That's never happened to me, bro. That's crazy.
But that
I
also
don't.
sounds
that's
like
also
sounds
that's
like a
also
scene of a movie, huh? Like you know in the movies where they run in the kitchen.
no, like okay,
That
so
sounds unsanitary, bro. Like, why are
no,
they
that's
letting random
happened. No,
people into the kitchen?
listen. That's happened to me also at banquet halls too. Even though it's an S tier, that's happened to me at banquet. You guys never had to go through a kitchen to get through into the venue?
No, I
Yo,
don't think that's appropriate.
this happens all the time, especially at the banquet halls. Not obviously restaurants, but the banquet halls. They're like, oh, go to the back because they don't want you to go to their front.
Dude,
Go to the back, and then they make you go to the whole kitchen with all your stuff while people are cooking and doing all this stuff to go through some double doors. I'm gonna record it the next time I do this. I bought the meta
Bro,
glass.
record it and call OSHA, bro. You gotta call OSHA. What the fuck? What
I
the
bought
fuck,
no,
dude?
I bought the meta glasses, so
Oh,
I'm gonna record a POV of this happening now.
bro, next time you're in the kitchen, start tasting stuff that they're making. You
yeah,
back to
just
just
put your.
No, literally, yo, I've had to bring my DJ equipment sometimes the
that's
photo booth stuff
wild.
through the kitchen, and then you go through these big double doors and all of a sudden you're in the ballroom, and you're like, what the heck? Like,
Maybe it's an East
All
Coast
right.
thing.
I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a East Coast thing because here
Don't
in
worry,
Cali, bro, like
the
if
next
you
time
let people that are not supposed to be in kitchen, that's bad.
the next time I do it, I'm gonna record it.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's see which tier is going to get the most because we're on our last one. Golf club, country clubs.
All right.
I S or A for me.
Really, I'm stuck between A and B. What do you think, Tyler?
I think S and A too.
A it is.
Really?
In the middle.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I say
I'm okay with A.
I like the venues.
Yeah, but
I think it's nice.
I like the golf clubs because it is basically a venue space, you know, but just there's just a golf
Mhm.
course usually around it. And from my experience, They usually have managers there just like a regular venue would. Um, I don't know, man. I just have really good experiences at these, especially in Southern California, right, where the weather's typically good a lot. A lot of times we're outdoors, but I don't know. I've had good experiences, so I have a hard time putting it any lower than A.
Yeah, parking is great. Loading and unloading is easy. Usually, though, the only negative that I gotta say, that's why I don't have it as, is because it's usually a long walk to wherever you need to go. Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes country clubs have like two or three or sometimes even four like venue spaces where like, oh, you're gonna be on the south side of this or you're gonna be on the north side. So it's like, okay, like you unload right here and now you're gonna be walking like freaking quarter mile that way. Which a quarter mile doesn't sound a lot, but until you gotta do like 3 trips on your freaking cart, then it's like, whoa, I just did like 3/4 of a mile. Like that's nice.
Yeah, well, on your cart, or if you're Tyler in your arms.
Yeah, exactly. Like he
Okay,
probably has to do 8 trips.
no, well the country clubs by us aren't like that huge. I think we have a couple that actually Trump owns that they let us you do events at. That's pretty cool.
Huge venues, huge spaces.
Big venue,
huge.
big venues. No, they're the country clubs aren't huge here, so like they do have like 3 or 4 rooms, but they'll be like go to this room and you don't really gotta go far.
Yeah, but you know what's okay? Maybe it's just me, but like there's a country club we work with, and after we drop off the booth, sometimes we'll go what's it called? The long range. We'll just hit some balls for like an hour. I don't know, man. It's super cool. So, but
I need to I
we're-
need to see, wait, I need to see Drew dressed up in some golf gear with a golf looking like freaking Adam Sandler, freaking Happy Gilmore. I need to see this.
I have a video. I'll show you guys later, but I think that's good, right? We all agree A is okay place for country
And
clubs.
I want to say this is like the first tier list review that we've done where we pretty much came to an agreement on most of them.
Hmm.
So no
Yeah.
debate really in this one, guys, but I think you all could agree that these are where they belong.
Perfect. So that
Yeah.
concludes the tier list ranking for venues. All right. So thank you guys for watching the Photo Booth 101 University podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And again, remember what Tyler said earlier in the live, first person in the comments to leave that comment. We're not going to say it, but thank you guys for watching. God bless, and make sure to follow Tyler and Hans. Put that stuff in the description so you guys can go follow them on social media. Thanks for watching. God bless. See you guys soon.